Now I'd like to go over some additional herbal formula that you can use for first aid, how to use them, some of the applications, and you might consider having some of these formula around also. Besides the anti-infection formula, which we covered, and the cayenne tincture and powder, which can stop bleeding and wake people up and keep them from passing out. And besides the nerve formula to relax someone, to sedate them when we have trauma. And the deep tissue oil and ointment to use on the body to reduce inflammation, increase circulation, and the jojoba and tea tree oil and ointment. Let me talk about the other products and how you would use them in a first aid application. I know sometimes we don't think of constipation necessarily as a first aid application, but certainly appendicitis is. And all appendicitis is if you look it up, is a fecalith or a piece of fecal matter obstructing the lumen or the beginning or the opening of the appendix. So the first thing you need to do is get your bowel working. And on another DVD, I'll talk about my appendicitis program. But sometimes constipation and everything all the way to appendicitis can be very, very traumatic. And you want to get the bowel material out of you right away. And the two ways I would do that, one would be my intestinal formula #1, maximum strength, and the other one would be my bowel flush shot. You can use both of these to get the contents of your bowel, everything that's in your bowel, out the very next day. Now, sometimes your emergency can be food poisoning. Food poisoning can be horrible. It can go all the way to salmonella poisoning and very serious poisoning where you have serious diarrhea, like 20 bowel movements a day, and you're losing a lot of liquid, you're being dehydrated, you're in extreme abdominal pain. And that's where intestinal formula #2 becomes a very wonderful emergency and first aid medicine for food poisoning. And you want to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doses. Make sure you take it with plenty of water. Now you can also take the capsules, but if I have serious food poisoning, I like to use the straight powder because you can use a lot more and you don't have to swallow that many capsules. A real important one when you're traveling. In fact, I like this 24-hour bowel detox kit. I always throw a couple of these in my luggage. Wherever I go around the world, you have some intestinal formula #1 and some intestinal formula #2 in here, and you can use that anytime you're traveling and you have some suspect water or suspect food. You go, oh God, because let me tell you, the dysentery, the diarrhea, the intestinal pain, the weakness, the dehydration that can come. I mean, a big population of the world that dies from dysentery. Okay, so especially if you're traveling to Asia or India or Africa, but even to Mexico or the Caribbean, just about anywhere. Hey, there's some places of America where I wouldn't drink the water either. Make sure you have something with you to absorb the poisons and the toxins like the intestinal formula #2. Now also, most people don't think of indigestion as being a trauma or an emergency situation, but I've seen people with indigestion that were in more pain than people having a heart attack. So the one thing that is really wonderful is the digestive shot. You shake it up and knock the whole shot back, and pretty much if we're talking indigestion, gas, heartburn, colic, cramps, digestive pain, nausea, it's going to fix it all. It's a wonderful formula. And let me tell you, my friends, acid reflux, indigestion, horrible gas can be a real emergency. You want to look at having some Echinacea Plus around. Sometimes you get bee stings, a lot of bee stings. I was riding my motorcycle once and all of a sudden I felt a lot of heat right between my thighs, right between my legs. I pulled over the motorcycle. I thought it was gas or there was a fire. And I had gone through a swarm of bees and about 30 of them went right in the side of my thighs and they all bit me at once. Well, very soon after that, I could feel the swelling. I could feel my throat closing. I drank a whole bottle of Echinacea Plus. Let me tell you that Echinacea is specific for any toxic or poisonous bee stings, wasp stings, spider bites, scorpion bites. You take it internally. You can also put it on the area. Echinacea Plus should be part of any first aid kit. Also, gallbladder attacks. Many people have gallbladder attacks. You rush them to the hospital, they have their gallbladder removed. They have a cholecystectomy. You know, almost all cholecystectomies aren't necessary. In fact, let's go as far as to say that all of them aren't. Every patient that I had that came to see me with gallbladder pain and a stuffed gallbladder, I was able to clear their gallbladder out and get them well again using liver flushes and using my liver gallbladder formula. In fact, I had patients that were in the hospital ready to have that surgery, and I told them, check themselves out of the hospital, run out of the hospital if necessary, get to my clinic, and with liver flushes and liver gallbladder tonic, they got to save their gallbladder. They didn't have to have any surgery, and their gallbladder was working fine. So liver flushes and liver gallbladder tonic for any type of gallbladder problem or liver problem. Now, additionally, a lot of people have serious bladder and kidney infections, and my kidney bladder tonic works 102% of the time. I've never ever had it fail in the clinic at destroying any type of bladder or kidney infection. And if you think that's not an emergency, and you meet someone that's had a great bladder infection, they're on their knees crying in pain. So it can be a serious emergency. If it's cold and flu season, my cold and flu shot. You want to prevent cold and flus, and if you think you have one, you want to knock it out quick. Do you know that a lot of people die in America every year from colds and influenza? So if you think you're going to get it, get rid of it before it hurts you. Another herbal tonic for emergencies is a lung tonic. The lobelia in the lung tonic, the lobeline in the lobelia, dilates your bronchioles. It opens them right up. So if anyone's having a problem breathing, like an asthmatic attack, or they have bronchitis or pneumonia, use the lung tonic. If they have emphysema, use the lung tonic. Open those, dilate up those bronchioles, and they'll be breathing again. That can be a life-threatening emergency. Now, ladies, I know menstrual problems, menopausal hot flashes, and anxiety attacks can be an emergency. And PMS can be a serious emergency. So utilizing my female tonic and my female plus formula, this can end the hot flash immediately, the anxiety attack immediately. Again, some people don't think they're life-threatening emergencies, but I have seen hormone imbalances make my ladies lose their jobs and destroy their marriages and have their kids move out of the house. That's an emergency to me. And those herbal tonics balance your hormones and bring your life back. Now, for you men that wake up and you can't pee, if you can't pee for a few days, you die, my friend. And benign prostate disease is so huge in America. Don't forget the prostate tonic. It can save someone from having a horrible prostatectomy or prostate surgery. Now, if someone has a heart attack, I had people have heart attacks right in my clinic. Don't forget the heart tonic, and you bring in the cayenne tincture immediately. I've seen many people come right out of a heart attack by using the heart tonic. And also, if someone's having a stroke, you can use the brain tonic along with the heart tonic and along with the cayenne tincture to drive more oxygen and blood up to the brain. I have saved people's lives who were having heart attacks and having strokes using the heart tonic and cayenne and the brain tonic and cayenne. So don't forget about it, my friends. That's a life-threatening emergency. Now, a lot of times around the house, people get things in their eyes. They're working in the tool room or they're cutting the lawn. And let me tell you, you do not want to have a scratched cornea. So the best thing to do is flush out your eye. You can flush it out with water, but why use just water when you can use herbs with it? Like my Eye Bright tonic. The herbs in the Eye Bright tonic are going to disinfect the eye. They're going to clean out the eye. They act as a natural astringent. It's a beautiful thing to do, and you can use between 1 and 10 drops of the Eye Bright tonic in with some purified or distilled water, and then wash that eye out good, flush it out good, and get any debris out of it. Now, some of you that have had toothaches and lost a tooth can be an emergency. You can clean out and disinfect the whole area of your gums and the teeth using the tooth and gum. And if you keep a little clove oil around, that works beautifully for any severe dental pain. Last but not least, my bug block and bug barrier. Let's not get bit in the first place. So you can use the bug block around your house to keep the bugs away. It'll keep the mosquitoes away, the bees, the flies. You know, flies carry more E. coli bacteria and land on your food and cause more food poisoning and dysentery around the world than anything else. It's the flies being on other people's fecal waste and then being on your food. I know that's disgusting, but that's how it happens. And you can stop the flies from getting around you with the bug block. So take it, especially when you travel around the world, but you're not poisoning yourself with DDT or some organophosphates or something that's going to cause nerve damage or kill your liver. You're using 100% essential oils. And the bug barrier is great too, to put it right on your body so you don't get bit. And if you have been bit, it's going to stop the itching. Now, a lot of people might not think that a mosquito bite is a serious emergency, but think about it, my friends. It's proven that mosquitoes carry parasites, and they can carry disease, and they can carry viruses like the West Nile virus. Now, I think they could carry any virus, and AIDS is a virus, so you don't want to get bit a lot by mosquitoes. So, my friends, use the bug block. Now, a big part of herbal treatment for first aid emergencies is using your imagination. We know this draws, Formula 2 draws incredibly out of your colon. Well, it also draws on your body. So if you have an area of your body that you need to clean and draw material out, or like a poisonous bite or sting, you can go ahead and mix this up with water, or 50% water and apple cider vinegar, make it to a thick paste and put it right on the body. And you're going to draw whatever poison is in there out. But a big part is using your imagination. Remember, you can handle anything at home. Just have a lot of herbs around, have your tools, and use your imagination. Friends, I've given you a lot of information about first aid and emergencies and how to handle them yourself. So I hope this has been really educational and empowering to you to stay away from doctors and drugs and hospitals unless it's absolutely necessary. I want to really let you know that you can do this. You can handle this. I have put thousands of people back together again using these simple methods right in my kitchen, right in my bathrooms, all the time. And they don't have scars, their bones healed, they're all well, they're back together. So you can do this. The first time you do it, you might be a little shaky, but like anything, practice makes perfect. So don't be afraid. Just take a deep breath, build your first aid kit and have your herbs around before the emergency hits. Be prepared. Maybe even do a few emergency drills so you know where everything is. But I want you to know that you can save a lot of the expense and the drama and the trauma and the helplessness that you'll feel if you rush to the hospital emergency room. You can handle it. You can deal with emergencies and do your first aid at home.